As an artist and a teacher, I've grown up here in Seattle all of my life. And I always thought I would see my art in a museum. That didn't happen. Now, at 82, I can look back and see that actually I was quite innovative, and sometimes innovation doesn't make it through the net, I guess you could say. And so I apply for an Artist Trust Innovative Arts Award, $25,000. And I'm tempted to apply, but when I come to the part where they ask for samples of my work, it's a dilemma. They said, choose from the last 10 years. And so I opened my autobiography to 2014, and it's a plethora of innovative projects. But are they art? Finally, after a couple days of deliberating on this dilemma, I decided to use a recent discovery I made reading a book by Dr. Alvy Ray Smith, where he gives the history, what he calls the biography of the pixel. And pixels, ever since the days in the 70s when I started working with video art, and then in the end of that decade, computer art, pixels have fascinated me. It turns out they don't exist. Long story. But he gave me two ideas as to how to solve my dilemma today. Sampling innovative art from the last 10 years. One was a Frenchman named Fourier, and he described Fourier's waves. It was a fascinating account of how Fourier changed domains of frequency into space. Then another scientist, a Russian named Kotelnikov, later in the 30s, came up with a sampling theorem. And it was a fascinating theorem to construct an image using electronics, combining Fourier's waves, and then choosing samples and throwing away everything in between. Reconstructing them, you could rebuild the image in high fidelity. It's like a miracle. And it's partly how Alvy Ray Smith and his associate Ed Catmull came up with Pixar. The movie standard, you might say. I'm walking up Queen Anne Hill, and from that sampling theorem, I decided I can use this to find samples of what I did over the last 10 years and use those points, those samples, to show my innovative side.
Yes, sir.
And throw away everything in between. In fact, one of the reasons I'm applying for this Innovative Arts Award is because my family and I are at a turning point, and we are contemplating throwing away everything in the gallery so that we can sell it or rent it or something like that. The day will come, like has come already for many artists, to see their life's work disposed, given away, destroyed, and so on. My plan all along has been to use the artwork to liquefy it, as they say, to turn it into liquid assets. And I've come up with a number of innovative plans, too numerous to mention. But the goal is to finance projects that are good for kids. I was a kid once. I learned printmaking. It got me where I am today, happily. And I want to turn all my artworks into cash, into capital, to give kids a chance not only to make prints, but to make presses and to make communications and links with other kids around the world, hopefully to increase their awareness of the world and its problems they're facing as they enter their grown-up years. So, thank you for watching. I'm Bill Ritchie.